Hi, this is video diary 2, and I guess I loved it. Uh, I loved recording that video diary, and I have thought of doing it more often. So, that is something that I really want to learn. A lot of people compliment me for my voice. They tell me that I have a very bold voice, I am very loud, I am very clear with what I say, and a lot of it comes from my childhood or maybe the way I grew up. But there are some things that I want to change. There is a different way that I want to inculcate in my life. There is a different way of speaking. So I will be practicing that today in this video. Let's start. So I wanted to speak a bit softer, more eloquent maybe. A sound that is very calming or soothing to ears. That is something I want to have in my voice. So I'll try to do that. Along with that, I'll also be avoiding the long pauses that I talked about in my last videos. So my mind is a little bit empty right now. I do not know what to speak, but for practicing, I have to speak softly, speak in a very calming tone, and I have also learned that it would be better for me if I practice calmness in my everyday life, doing things slowly, speaking slowly, doing these movements slowly. It is going to bring patience inside me. It is going to bring a sense of calm inside me, and that is what I am trying to do today. I have also noticed that when I'm speaking so calmly and when I'm speaking so softly, I do not know if that is sounding soft to you or not, but by speaking like that, my voice tone has decreased. The pitch of my voice has decreased. When I speak loudly, I speak from here, but when I am speaking right now, I guess I'm using the upper palate of my mouth more, or maybe my stomach a little bit more. Let's try to do with stomach, because I know that your original voice comes from stomach, and I do not know if it is going to come right now or not, because I have never practiced it. My name is Arpita Lochab. My name is Arpita Lochab. My name is Arpita Lochab. I am trying to speak softly. I am trying to speak more eloquently. I am working on my personality development, maybe, or maybe just see that is something that is very natural to me, the loud voice, and it just came out. So I am working on personality development, or maybe personal growth in general. That is something that I am very inclined towards since childhood. Apart from that, I have a love for languages, be it English, Hindi. I used to enjoy learning English and Hindi. I'm not talking about reading. I am talking about perfection. I used to enjoy knowing extra stuff, deeper knowledge, especially in languages. For example, when I was in 6th grade, my teacher asked the whole class, "How do you read a poem?" And few people raised hands. Then Sir picked a girl. She stood up, she started reciting a poem, or I would say she rather started singing the poem. And I, in my head, knew that it is wrong, because I had seen seniors reciting poems on stage, and you do not sing poems, you sing songs. Poems are meant to be recited. For example, it's a paragraph from a poem that I myself wrote in 11th grade. And the purpose of writing poems was to learn more words, more vocabulary. So I used to open Oxford dictionary in front of me. I would see words, I would find words, and those words, I had to include those words in my poems, and these words needed to be something that I can use maybe daily, or maybe if not daily, maybe if it they came. I know that I'm speaking from my stomach right now, because in between a tone came from here, but when I'm speaking more calmly, more softly, the voice is coming from my stomach, and some part of my upper palate is also being used. I have not studied about these techniques, but I can feel it. So yeah, I was giving you the reason why I wrote poem, to learn and build vocabulary. These words in I have learned so many words from writing poems, like bewitched, drenched. One of the poem that I wrote back then. "Hey, it was May, when I occluded my heart, but you opened the aisle. My heartbeat fastened and ran a mile." Stuff like that I used to do, and these poems also helped me build, or these poems also helped me think creatively, to be more creative, because it should also be pleasing to the ear. It's not only for building vocabulary. If I'm going to say that I write poems, they should be meaningful, they should have a meaning. And I have also wrote a poem on Mother Earth, Terra Mater, and it was something like red, black, blue, brown. I can't recall it, and I hate this about myself, that there's a lot of stuff that I write and I don't remember it. Maybe it's because I didn't write it from my feelings or from my memory. I wrote it because I had the intention of adding more words to my vocabulary. That might be the reason. So I remember the words, like I said, bewitched, drenched, besotted, occult, talisman, stuff like that. I remember these words, but I don't recall many of my poems. The one paragraph that I just recited was very the lines are rhyming to each other, and that way it was easier to remember. But apart from that, there are so many good poems that I have written and I can't recall it. I don't have them with me right now, otherwise I would have recited it. I am enjoying talking to camera right now, and I think I have been talking continuously without many pauses. I hope my voice is audible to the listener if anyone is listening, although I'm not creating these videos for views, because these are also helping me stay consistent, or to help me record my growth journey. I am very passionate about speaking. I would love to be an orator or an anchor or something like that. I love speaking, I love communication, I love having deep conversations in general, but I think I can sometimes be very loud or very stubborn in what I say, or maybe overpowering sometimes. And I feel so calm in myself right now while I am speaking softly, while I am speaking calmly. I don't feel like that when I'm speaking very loudly and in a fast pace, because it feels like losing self-control. Not having control on oneself is not a good thing, and one must learn to control their emotions. One must learn to control themselves. They should have the power on themselves. They should know how to regulate their emotions, and emotional intelligence, mastering emotional intelligence is something that I want to do, and I want to have it in my future self. Someone who is highly intelligent in a lot of areas of life, like socially, emotionally. These things really matter to me, and that is why I want to have that hold on myself. And I guess for building a good character, for building a good personality, it is really important to have that control on thyself. I am a very big fan of dramatic English, although sometimes I myself do not understand it. It takes a bit of time for me to understand what this dramatic or a touch of old English. I'm not talking about ancient English, the one that Shakespeare used, although it's also tough. I'm talking more like the 18th century English. For example, the vindication of rights of women, the type of language that Mary Wollstonecraft uses. For example, someone called Mary a hyena in petticoat. That is sly, that is insulting, but that is also creative. Hyena in petticoats. Do not call me that, okay? Also, I do not, whatever. That was long before, but I love learning such stuff. I love using words like, are you imbecile? Are you imbecile? I feel isolated. You are desolated. Are you feeling desolated? Am I using this word correctly? I do not know, but it's a 15-minute video right now, and I'm not going to crop any of it, because this is my learning journey. This is how I talk to camera. This is how I would talk to a person. Maybe I am practicing to have a hold. I'm practicing to have a hold on my words. I'm practicing to have a smooth conversation. I'm practicing to be more close to myself. I'm practicing to be a better self. I think that's it for today, and goodbye, good evening. It's evening here. Good morning if you're watching this in morning. Morning.